All right, I just ended the live stream. I gotta go pick up some keys, which is a little ridiculous. I think that's the one problem with being a trader is your schedule typically does not fit the schedule of the rest of the world. Okay, gotta get my shoes on. It's supposed to be there, like, I don't know. Well, I think it's still open. So the front door, and now we all have to get new keys. So here are my keys. Let's go and pick up them. Got my hunting boots on. Not a familiar sight in Berlin, I gotta say. So in German, it's called Schlüsseltausch, which basically means you gotta get new keys or else you're screwed. Got the new keys. Things are looking good. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Phew, that was a close one, but I got my new keys. Gotta love day trading. You only got about an hour and a half to 2 hours of work if you trade the market open. But those 2 hours, or those hour and a half, 2 hours, you really gotta be focused. So sometimes it gets in the way with some other things going on in your life. I got the window open right now. I hope it's not too loud, but we'll see how it works. Man, today just felt like it went by super, super fast. I don't know if it's because VVPR, I mean, what was that? That was absolutely intense. I couldn't even totally focus what was happening in the chat room because we did 2 breakout trades, and both of those breakout trades we got out like 1 minute, literally, on the same candle that it broke out about 20 to 25, I think even 128% to the upside. And I was like, no, we just missed that. It's ridiculous. Missing the first one on VVRP, I should have known. And the reason we missed the first one is because it took so long to break out. And it had like 3 or 4 attempts to break higher, and then it pulled back. I was positive, I was negative. It was really choppy. And I was like, I've been down this road before, and then typically it doesn't end well. So I'm just going to get out of this trade. And then boom, breaks to the upside. I should have known on the second trade that VBPR was a bit slower of a mover. And because of that, I should have waited, maybe been a little bit more conservative with my entry and tried to increase my time horizon a little bit. That would have definitely put my risk reward in a better place. I would have held probably a little bit longer and I would have got that nice move to the upside. Oh well, you just don't get them all. But oh well, you just can't get it. But oh well, you just can't get them all. We still did end the day up 3%, so that's pretty cool. A small green day, better than a red day, but still, I just feel like today could have been, a 10, 20% account growth kind of day. So it's, we had a green day, but at the same time, I'm like, ah. Also really cool, in the live stream, I think there was at one point 53 people, so that's really, really sweet. I think that might even be a new record for us. I honestly didn't even notice at first because I was so focused on those 2 breakout trades, so I can't wait to throw them on the charts. They're actually on the chart right behind us right now to show you guys and talk about the trades a little bit. It was just an absolutely insane day. Although those lead gappers, it was really kind of tough this morning to figure out what we wanted to trade. I wasn't really sure, especially because COCP from yesterday had all the volume today. Although I didn't really like how it was trading, so I didn't get aggressive on it. It kind of reminded me of how TOCA was a big runner on Monday. We traded it yesterday and we got absolutely skunked on it. That's kind of how I felt about COCP today. So I don't know, I think it was a good thing that I was a little bit paused off on it. So yeah guys, let's get into the charts. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy this content. And if you're new here and you want to join the growing stream, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you join the challenge, the channel, and the live streams. So I'll see you there next time. For now, let's go to the charts. Okay, so on the list this morning, or our top 2 gappers, we had MNK as our secondary gapper, and then our first gapper was VVPR. The reason I stopped looking at MNK is really because the chart in the last few hours was all over the place. We had a giant dip here. This was about a 50% dip. Then we ran up 200% from 2.2 all the way back, or 2.5 all the way up here to 7.45. Pretty crazy. I felt like it was a little too volatile in terms of just choppiness. There wasn't clear direction on there. And it was also not really the size we wanted. So 407 million market cap, 84 million shares outstanding. I don't know. I didn't really feel comfortable trading this one. Didn't do much with the opening bell, but then it was kind of consolidating down here a little bit, and I don't know, we just didn't really pay attention to it. What I was really focused on was VVPR. This one was an absolute beauty in terms of just everything that we're looking for. So 25 million market cap, 13 million shares outstanding, but the actual float was about 3.8 million, I believe it was. So exactly in that area we're looking for, sub or south of 10 million. And then it was gapping up about 80% right here. Really, really nice as well. But then, you know, right in the beginning was kind of pulling back a little bit. So I was thinking, okay, let's be a little bit cautious here. I was thinking there's a good chance that we were just gonna, you know, pull back here, maybe try to find some support in this area, and then around, you know, 10 o'clock, maybe this thing could start building back up. That was my game plan the whole time. Let's quickly look at the long-term chart before I talk about the trades. You know, a lot of spikes here, but none of the spikes really held their highs very well. So that was also a little bit of concern. Did have really good news. It was up. So this UK company was, it's a semiconductor company, and they had really good earnings. So that's always a good thing for these small caps when they have good earnings. And this thing absolutely took off. So let's quickly kind of zoom in here and scroll forward a little bit. Right around this area, you know, 1.6, we had this little spike up here. And at first I thought, oh man, this thing ran up 15%. And I thought, okay, maybe I missed it. So I put a limit order here for a quick pullback and then maybe a continuation at about 177. But the thing was, this thing kind of sold off and kind of just continued the momentum. And there was a lot of sellers, and I really didn't like the way the order book looked. So I went ahead and removed my limit order, which ended up being a really good thing because this thing pulled back from what I wanted to get in about another 8%. That could have been a big loss. And then we dipped all the way down to 1.55, which is really nice. I should have put a limit order here at 1.57. This could have been a quick 8% bounce. That's really what I was looking for, actually, kind of the whole time, to get into the 1.5 area and buy into that. So that could have been a first really good trade. And then we started holding the highs right here at 1.6 really, really nicely. So this could have been a second time to get in. I didn't really want to, you know, front run it. I thought maybe that the 15-minute EMA right here was going to come in, put some resistance on. Maybe we're going to have some pressure at 1.55. Maybe we're going to see 1.53. That's kind of what I was thinking. I didn't really want to get into this trade too early. But then from here, from 1.6, we broke all the way up to 1.82. This was really nice run, 13%. And I was like, boom, that was the breakout. That's what we were waiting for. We're back above, almost VWAP. But we definitely broke above this resistance area here at 1.7. So that's really looking good. I wanted to buy on the dip. I missed it. I missed this entry like 3 times. I could have bought at probably 1.73. So that was a little upsetting because this thing instantly rips up 7%. Let's quickly go forward here. Oops, it's not what I wanted to click on. We did get the quick little pullback though to 1.79. Which is still pretty high. You know, we're buying right in this area. Luckily, I didn't buy up here at like maybe 87 or something like that, so it wasn't too bad. But still, I was kind of nervous that this thing might be getting away from us, or, you know, not breaking out as strong as I was hoping for. And then right here, 1.78, I was getting a little nervous. And again, gets a little slower, tries to break out again, gets rejected. And this is where I was just like, you know what, I gave it a few tries. I don't want to hold this any longer. So I got out 1.8, you know, just made $7 on this. It was basically just a scratch. Could have been a small loss, could have been a small win. I don't know. It was a tough one. Then pulls back and I was like, whew, okay, I guess it was a good thing that we got out. But instantly doesn't hold in this area very long. And a little bit later, just absolutely rips to the upside. And right around here at 1.77 to 1.89, I was trying to chase this entry. I wasn't aggressive enough. I could have got this entry if I really, really wanted it. But again, I was trying to be a little bit more conservative. It runs up from this 1.7 area. Let's see. Yeah, over 30%. That could have been such a nice trade. Just totally flew by us. I should have been a little bit more aggressive. 30% in just, you know, 3 minutes. That's 10% a minute. Could have been really, really nice. So eventually we started pulling back here. On the 5-minute, we had a little bit of a nice little, let me see if I can, yeah, right here. So you can see we had a 5-minute pullback and then a 5-minute breakout. And that's when I wanted to enter. I wanted to enter on the 5-minute breakout. And, you know, that's when I got in right here at 216. Looked really good. Originally, my order was at 205. And I was like, okay, you know, I think this is going to pull a little bit more back. The big breakout area was $2. So I've had my limit order at 205. And, you know, we didn't get it on this one. We didn't get it on this one. And then this was a big green candle. And I was like, what? Did I miss the entry again? And, well, the next candle goes down to 2.05, exactly where I wanted to get in. So I was like, oh, that's annoying. Then tries to break to the upside, but pulls back. And then tries again to break to the upside and pulls back. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not fun. But maybe this is an ABC pattern, A, B, C, and then on the D, we could break out somewhere here. So that's what I was waiting for. But yeah, it was really slow. So we had this attempted breakout at 2.2, and it was really kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. We'll have to watch the recap video, or the live stream video. But here, big sellers, and we just instantly pulled back. I should have held a little bit longer because I got out here at the bottom of this candle at about 2.21. I think is when I sold. Let me quickly see here if I can see it on the 5-minute chart. Yeah, 2.21 is when I got out. So basically the low of this candle, and then this thing rips all the way up to 43. So in just 1 minute, I left 10% on the table. That was super painful to watch, but then it pulls back right away, tries to break out again, but it pulls back again. It gets really choppy. This was a really tough one to trade. It just wasn't that clean. So I'm not super upset. We still made about 3% based on our position size cumulatively between the two trades. It just, somehow we could have ended today up, I don't know, 20, 30, 40% even. So I kind of feel like it's tough. I feel like I didn't trade it as good as I could have, but you just never know if it's going to be, a big home run trade, or if it's going to be maybe a nice solid 10% trade, or if it's going to be a quick fake out and just pull back. So you really got to manage your risk. So I don't know if I really regret how I traded, but I know I probably could have been a little bit more cautious, knowing that there was a bit of fear in the market, knowing that VVPR did pull back initially, knowing that, this first breakout was very, very slow, and then getting aggressive when it counts. So right in this area, that's probably what I, looking back on this setup, what I probably could have done. And yeah, I don't know. Now it's just kind of super pulling back. So I don't know. It was a tough one to trade for sure. So I guess I'm happy that at least we didn't end red on these two trades. Let's talk really quickly about COCP. This one was trading a little bit like TOCA from the day before, and I'll review that one quickly. I'll just throw up on the chart so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Bounced really nicely off this 1.6 area pre-market and ran 50%. But I was thinking, okay, this looks a little bit overextended. It's the second potential green day. I don't know. I really want to only be trading that first green day, maybe the second green day. But in the third green days, we have the classic incident that we had with TOCA. So I want to be a little bit more cautious with these things. Let me quickly zoom in a little bit more here, and then we get the 5 chart going down here, so it's a little bit more organized. Yeah, okay, so here you can see that 5-minute breakout much better. Let me zoom in one more time. So ding, 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 the market opens. This thing pulls back to this breakout area at 218. Pulls up right away, again, 11%. So much activity on this one. This one probably would have been a fun one to watch opening bell. So maybe, I don't know, that was something to consider. But then pulls back again here, 10%, and then rips back up 12%. This one was just all over the place, finding some big support at 2.2. Eventually a dip under 2.2, but at $2, again, big support. And then 17% bounce. So trading COCP on the second green day could have been kind of interesting in terms of just really trading it on support, not trading it on breakouts, because none of the breakouts really work. So just buying it on constant support would have been really, really good. Just like TOCA, probably pretty flat today, but let's quickly see what it looks like. Yeah, okay, so here you can see it from yesterday, and then today just absolutely sold off. A little bit activity with the morning open, 5%, but the rest of the day just sold off. But what I want to talk about is yesterday's trading day. So that was Monday, today's Tuesday. So let me just kind of scroll here. This one ripped up, broke the former high. We had big resistance, if you guys remember, at 2.4, and then pulled back. And then I was waiting for a pullback here. I had I thought a pretty good entry at 2.31, and I was waiting for a continuation, but it just keeps on pulling back. And then again, it finds big support at 2, has a really solid bounce at 2, 16, 17, 18%. You probably could have squeezed out of it, but then it pulls back again, and then eventually this thing was dead. This thing just sold off the rest of the day. But finding those key support areas and trading off of those could have been interesting as well. But it's hard to say, like, is this going to be a breakout stock, or is this going to be more of kind of a support thing? And I think anytime it's no longer the first green day, people are going to be a little less aggressive. Maybe look for a little bit more on the pullbacks, be a little bit more conservative. Support line bounces are probably a little bit more reliable. And yeah, TOCA was a tough one. We also had the big thinkorswim issues, if you guys remember, with TOCA, where I placed 3 limit orders on the way down, and even the price went above my sell orders, but they never got executed. I have no idea why. So we had probably about 4%, I would say, quote unquote, slippage, but more like due to the fact that I was not able to exit the trades. I have no idea really why that happened, but it was really, really annoying. So again, TOCA, that was a really tough one to trade. And then right here, SPEX, the last ticker I want to talk about, because this one absolutely exploded. From the market open around $1, it ran all the way up to 369. That's a 268% rally. This thing was mind-blowingly crazy, and I just can't even really get over it. We have an alert here at 183, see if it dips down, but yeah, so at first I wasn't really paying attention to it because it did not have a lot of dollar volume. There was not a lot of attention. It was at, I think, at $500,000 being traded right around this area. And I don't know, I didn't really think much of it. And then, we got halted in here. We broke up higher. This is around the time we ended the live. Actually, no, that's not true. We ended the live stream right around here when we got halted in this area around 10:30. And, we pulled up a little bit, it looked good fun, but I had to leave, so I was not able to trade this one. I don't know. I didn't really ever feel like I wanted to trade it. At one point, it has a little double top here, pulls back at 2.5, and then just absolutely rips again for like the third time. I don't know. It was interesting, kind of a hard call. I was looking through the news on it, and I'm not even totally sure why it's up. It has this attends Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning Pharmaceutical Development Conference, which isn't really any news. And this was also at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the market's already been open for half an hour, and it already was halted. So it was already up before this. I'm not sure if this did anything. 12 million market cap, 4.8 million shares outstanding. It's good. I mean, this is exactly the criteria we're looking for. So it definitely has the spikeability potential, but I'm not totally sure why. Maybe it was a big short squeeze. It's hard to say. But when this one was running, it took a long time for this one to really gain momentum. It took about 10:20, and typically we end the live stream around 10:30, 11. So this one really had, I would say, it's big moves, or I don't know, interest really started building toward the second half of the morning. So I'm not really surprised we missed this one. But it's just, to me, I find it kind of crazy that somehow it came from, $500,000 being traded to now $43 million being traded. This one absolutely ripped and, was able to bring a lot of attention to it. I think when a stock gets circuit breaker halted, a lot of traders have scanners that pick up stocks that are halted. So when a stock, gets halted, a lot of new people are now, their attention is brought to it. They're aware that SPEX, for example, is moving, and then they'll start trading it. So sometimes a few halts or something like that will really get an attention on the stock, because out of the gates, nobody was looking at this. I mean, a few people, but this thing was very, very lightly traded till about that first halt. That's really when things got interesting. And that news article came out again, like I said, at 10. And I don't know, it didn't seem like it really did anything. Although you could argue this big move, but the big move already happened. Two big moves already happened before the news came out. So I don't know if I would say that catalyst has anything to do with this move. I think this was something else, but it was good fun watching it. But again, we did not trade this one. All right, guys, that's everything for today. I hope you found value in this. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy it. And if you're new here, if you're totally new here, definitely consider subscribing. I would love to have you join the channel and see you in an upcoming live stream. Till tomorrow, guys, like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.